Yo, Eric, we're over here on the paranormal hunt, and I headed over to this other building, and it's number 13. I was just telling Ron, my God.
All right, it's a Monday. It's exciting. Hopefully everybody in the chat, you guys caught Anthony and Ron. They were on this morning.
Hell
that
yeah.
was awesome. They had a kick-ass show like always. Now, today I got a bunch of different videos, of course, but we're going to start off with the mystery of the Brown Mountain Lights. And I do have a video that kind of explains the mountain lights, but let me just pull up this website real quick. Have you seen them? Fascinating with North Carolina's mysterious Brown Mountain Light spans decades. So people have been reporting seeing mysterious lights in the Linville, Georgia area for decades. They are known as the Brown Mountain Lights. Some people say they look like fireworks coming off the mountain. Others reports say they look like hovering orbs, bright light. There's when I played the video, they talked about were some Indian Native American fights on this part of the country, and some people say it's ghosts, it's UFOs, it's spirits. You know, who knows technically what it is? I don't think I ever talked to Ron and Anthony about the mystery brown lights. You know, even if they believe in it or not.
Yeah, Eric.
It's just a hoax. But here's a good video that it's 5 minutes, but it kind of explains the history of what is the Brown Mountain Lights in North Carolina.
Welcome to North Carolina Weekend. I'm Deborah Holt Noel. The mysterious Brown Mountain Lights have been a mountain legend for generations. No one knows what causes them or if they truly exist, but for decades, scientists have studied them, people have looked for them, and the legend of the lights grows stronger with each passing year. Heather Burgess looks into the mystery of the Brown Mountain Lights.
I first heard about the Brown Mountain Lights as a child.
Would I say that they're real? I wouldn't say they're not real.
An answer?
They do some strange things sometimes, these lights.
I just got to be skeptical and then cynical. I thought, well, maybe all the reports are bogus.
I don't know where they come from. I don't know where they go. I just see them.
Ever since I was a kid, I can remember adults talking about having some sort of encounter where they see the lights, floating up on the thing. I'm a cyclist, and so I ride all through the woods where folks say that the lights occur. Never seen anything, but have definitely had a few encounters that have left me with a weird feeling, a sense of something being there.
My name is Charles Braswell Jr., and I went out to the 181 Overlook around 1999. Just started making regular trips. I'm thinking it was like my 35th trip before I actually saw what I thought was a Brown Mountain Light. When this light appeared, I just got quiet, just deathly quiet. I was concentrating on capturing it, making sure that I got it on film, and it was just inspiring to see it. I'd spent so much time there looking at nothing out there in the night sky, and then suddenly this bright light shows up. It was really puzzling because I just wondered what that was. What did I just see? Okay, I'm going to write to Heather. Keep on believing in the possible.
I like it. That's really the whole mystery, is it could be possible.
That's it.
All right, thank you.
I've seen them enough times that I know they're real. I can't tell you what they are, but I can tell you that they definitely exist.
My name is Dan Caton. I'm a professor of physics and astronomy, and I've been studying the Brown Mountain Lights for 2 or 3 decades. This is Lee Hawkins. He's my observatory engineer.
Tell me a little bit about the significance of having the cameras and what you're hoping to achieve.
Well, we hope to capture images of the lights. The general scheme now is they go out thinking they want to see the lights. They see some lights, and they leave thinking they've seen the lights. Whereas most of those lights they saw were man-made or natural lights of one type or another. If we can actually sort out what's real, then we want to correlate that with something like the ionospheric activity or meteorology or whatever might trigger, and that's the big question. It won't matter what we find because the myth will outlive us. I'll be long gone and the myth will be out there.
I'm C.W. Smith, and I worked as a recreation technician for the U.S. Forest Service. Spent a lot of my time in the Weissman's View area, patrolling the area where a lot of people go to look for the Brown Mountain Lights. My, it's a little on the nippy side here.
So Weissman's View.
Is this your first time here?
It is, it
I'll
is.
tell you, just wait till you get on up here where you can see it all.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You'll want to come back.
So is this where you first saw the Brown Mountain Lights?
This is the first place I ever saw them. Me and my buddies come down here responding to a call. He said, that's got to be one of them lights. And we knew the area so good by patrolling it all the time. We knew it wasn't a flashlight. We knew it wasn't a lantern. We watched it for probably 5, 10, 15 minutes. I don't know, time, you don't keep up time, those kind of things happen. And then it got up to the ridge line and just blended in with the stars and other lights you see.
You say you've never seen this kind of thing. It was totally clear a few minutes ago.
Never seen this before. That's the thing about Weissman's View. You never know what to expect.
This could be the Brown Mountain Lights. The legend does not want to be told.
That's it. That's it. Majority of the people really don't see the lights, but if you ever see them one time, you'll know it from there on out.
The Brown Mountain Lights can be seen from the Blue Ridge Parkway at mileposts 310 and 301 and from the Brown Mountain Overlook on NC Highway 181 between Morganton and Linville. There is also a Brown Mountain Overlook on North Carolina Highway 181 that was recently improved with help from the city of Morganton for the purpose of attracting those who visit the area to see the lights.
So, what do you guys think of the Brown Mountain Lights? You think there's something to it? You think it's just...
I've been there.
Oh, did you actually see lights yourself there?
Yeah, I refer to them as rare earth lights, is what I think they are. Like when you have an earthquake or something, sometimes it releases lights out of the earth. I think from the magnetism inside the earth, the tectonic plates shifting over each other all the time, always being in motion, it causes kinetic energy, and it releases it in the form of light. I think that's what it is, but I've seen it. I've seen it before there. You're muted, Ron. You muted.
I'm
do sorry. That all the time. I was wondering. I'm like, I like to do that when you play stuff. I never heard of it till this very moment, till you showed it. I never heard of this. The Brown Mountain Light.
The only thing that interests me is because they said they had people study it. Scientists studied it, and they said nobody knows exactly what it is. And like Anthony's got a good theory on what it could be. I wonder why I'm not hearing that theory from the parent scientists, because everything I look up, scientists have not really given a theory of what they think it is. I mean, unless I'm not looking at the right website.
What do they say it is? Or have they given any kind of like thought before, like experiment and like research and whatever?
Well, in this video, they said they've studied, but nobody has any idea what's causing it. I mean, that's all I've been hearing. Nobody has any idea.
Let's go and we'll write our own theory.
So-called scientists.
The three of us can go and write our own theory now. We'll use my theory.
Yeah, and then I mean, there's different. Like, let me see here. The range from various old superstitious to mythical monsters such as Bigfoot, Mothman, Snallygaster, and half-bird reptile that reportedly terrorized 18th century. Okay, here. One of the most famous folk tales involves the mysterious mountain lights, eerie ghost lights that has been seen in North Carolina for more than 200 years.
Wow.
So this is something that's been happening for 200 years. So this ain't something that just from the 60s, 70s, and 80s and 90s. And you would think with 200 years of reports, there'll be a little bit more studied on it, right? Wouldn't you think we'd be a little bit more studied, a little bit more theories since
Certainly.
over 200 years? But I agree with Anthony. It's got to be something with the Earth that's causing it, because if that becomes a known hotspot, a known UFO hotspot, you probably see every single UFO investigator there every single day for the weekend, just waiting.
Brown Dwarf also filled rare earth lights over mountains before too. We shared his stuff. That's what I think it is, rare earth lights.
And I don't have it here, but there's a story that they think that it's actually ghost spirits from the Native American wars that happened there. There's been a lot of Native American fighting, killing, and war. Some say it's the ancestors of the Native Americans. Now, of course, that's more supernatural if you're taking a supernatural point. But if you are going to take a supernatural side, I guess that would make sense, because Native Americans are a lot more spiritual than the average person. But it is pretty interesting. Now, this next one is not about the lights, but I know Anthony has talked about this Minnesota notorious UFO sighting report with the cop and everything. I thought we'd bring it up, we'll recheck it out, revisit this story that most people in the UFO community know about. But I don't think us three have had this conversation with each other. That's what's kind of cool by having us three together, because we can go back with some stories and get 3 point of views on it now.
Definitely.
So here we go.
After decades of secrecy, the federal government now admits there's stuff flying in the sky that they cannot explain.
My feeling is that there is clearly something there.
Sightings of unidentified aerial phenomena clustered around U.S. training grounds that maneuver abruptly at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion.
It is real. That's no longer a point of conjecture at this point.
This admission gives new light to Minnesota's mothership of UFO stories. August 27, 1979, Warren, Minnesota, 20 miles from the North Dakota border. Sheriff's Deputy Val Johnson was on routine patrol after midnight when he saw an unusually bright light on Highway 220 hovering over the center of the road. He thought maybe a crashed semi or a downed plane, but as he approached it, he says the light, without a sound, instantly jumped through the windshield, hitting him like a, quote, 200-pound pillow, knocking him out. His watch and car clock had stopped working. He says his teeth were fractured at the gum line, his eyes burned. A doctor said it appeared as if Johnson suffered welder's burn in his eyes. His story and injuries mystified the nation.
It's fun to look through them all. A Light in the Night. The X-Files of the Red River Valley.
But there's another piece of evidence that to this day brings the curious to the Marshall County Historical Society Museum.
This is the big thing that they come to see from all over the United States. People have come to see this car.
Val Johnson's squad car, damage and all, remains.
Whatever hit him started with a broken headlight, and up here there is a weird dent right in the top of the hood, broke the windshield, hit the reflector, and bent both of the antenna. When they found him, his watch and the car had stopped for 14 minutes.
Interesting. 14 minutes.
Very interesting.
Who knows?
The sheriff's office back in '79 brought out experts from Honeywell and the Ford Motor Company to examine the damage. The crash investigator from Ford said the cracks in the glass, collectively, were unlike anything he'd seen before. No one in 42 years has been able to take all those facts and create a reasonable explanation as to what happened, including Val, who in 1980 said, quote, "Upon reflection, we've come to the conclusion that perhaps the Creator has made other things we can't readily see or readily identify, and perhaps this is one of the things we encountered on the road."
That whole story is just so interesting.
Amazing.
You know, not just the dents in the car and the vehicle. It's that 14-minute deal or two pieces of equipment. 14 minutes. Boom. How do you explain that?
I don't know, man. Magnetic energy. I don't know. Maybe some kind of electromagnetic pulse from the craft or object that flew into him, fried all the circuits. I can't explain it, man. But that's definitely cool.
So when it showed that the dent, the windshield reflector, and the antennas were bent, what did they? Because I didn't hear. Did they? It wasn't an object of. Did he say a physical object hit it, or was it like just something, boof, like an energy burst or
A
something?
ball of light hit it.
So anything, they said it broke his teeth and everything like that.
It was like getting hit with a 200-pound pillow.
Sounds like if a bomb went off, right?
Yeah, like a kinetic energy bomb. Or you know that video where the electricity is floating on the train tracks? It's like a purple ball of light. Did you ever see that video before?
Yep.
Maybe it was something along those lines that hit the car.
Well, if when the thing stopped, that's from an
Where is Deputy
electronic magnetic pulse, an EMP?
Right. Yep.
Trying to get it right on that car.
So whatever it was a high pulse of electricity. I don't know. Back in the 70s, did they have those high tension wire poles up over there on the highway where he was? Could have been driving in like a high tension area where those high tension wire. No, I don't see him.
Did they say, Anthony, if they ever altered this car?
No, it's been there. It's been there since the day Ford investigated it.
Because you would think it's so weird because you think a ball even power like a bomb in a way that the paint would be burnt or something, that much energy, and the paint's not. The paint is.
I know, man. It's so weird.
Look at the antennas too. The antennas are like, if you grab that, right? If you grabbed your antenna, and don't go try this, anybody, and you held it and went to bend it,
it would be.
Look how it's bent. It's bent like it's a natural bend.
Right.
Like
Curve.
It doesn't have a sharp 45 degree. It's
right.
Like it's rounded on the corner.
I know. That's so weird.
And
I mean, it probably can be done if you put your thumb under there and bent it over your thumb, maybe. But
all that could be done like that, but who knows what happened? Maybe he got hit with a power line. Who knows? You never know. But
weird.
But if you got hit with a power line, would it be a lot more damage to that car?
No, not necessarily. But the thing that gets me, because let's say it was a whole thing of energy going poof. Like if some of the damage, the only thing that gets me is like the little hole that's in the reflector. It's a tiny little hole. There's nothing shattered there, and it looks like it goes from the energy. It could have blew a rock, right? Or something like that, and that's what hit the trunk
too. The dent on the hood as well.
Yeah, so that was probably the one that did that, the windshield and the reflector.
But the windshield, right? I remember this about the windshield. It was sucked from the inside. So it was like it pulled it from the inside. You know what I'm trying to say? It didn't smash from the outside and push it in. It was like the window was sucked in from the inside as the object went through the car, and as it passed through the car, it pulled the windshield in towards the driver. You know what I'm saying? Really strange.
Well, the video said in 42 years they never seen car dents in the windshield like that.
Like that.
They try to reduplicate it and they can't.
Yeah.
And it's so intriguing,
And don't forget about his teeth. He said he broke like the thing with his gums.
But another thing that gets me Nothing happened to his eyeglasses.
Oh, that's a good point, huh?
Well, there's a lot of other things. Look at the other reflectors and everything. Nothing.
They're not
Nothing,
touched.
no damage.
What makes me think maybe rocks got kicked up on the car. I'm just speculating here, right? Maybe like
all you do.
Maybe he swerved out of control. Rocks kicked up from a truck. He was chasing the truck. He lost the truck that he was
And
chasing.
he didn't want to get in trouble.
It had all that damage. He said, you know what? Let me bend the antenna. Let me make this look a little more interesting. We'll get a fantastic story. Because he didn't want the car. Back then, they would have took that out of your salary to fix the car.
Yeah.
Back in the
That's
70s.
probably what happened.
You know, I'm just speculating. You know what I mean? But
that's all you can do. That's all you can do.
Yeah, but I mean, anything's possible.
If you look at the guy's age, he was an older person. So, you know, why would he be lying about everything when he's probably closer to retirement, you know, to get the full? Why would you want to put all that on the line, you know?
Well, he was in his 30s when this happened, I think.
Was he in his 30s?
And Eric, people panic. People
Yeah,
panic.
they do. You're right.
Yeah. You know.
People, I understand people panic, but I guess, yeah, I'm thinking if I panic, I don't know if I'm going to bring up some kind of story that I think it might be UFO.
Look at the car, Eric.
Got to make up something else.
But just look at the cars. Got maybe, I don't know, back then, I don't know, at least a couple $1,000s worth of damage.
And it looks like it's focused on the left side of the car, like more the left center, like that.
But who knows, man? Who knows?
Yeah, that's the thing. It's
the
just
story's
list.
fantastic. I think it's a great story, man.
It's a great car.
Dynamite car.
Yeah, it really is. Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate
such a
that.
sweetheart. Love you, Cindy.
We're
You're
gonna jump on over to do some little bit of some Bigfoot talk here.
Ooh, baby.
All right, I want to talk to these guys because this story deals with FBI released files from 1970s about DNA of some hair, and I want to get Ron Anthony's opinion about how should you report certain things to certain places, and because you know, in the end, do you know you're even getting the real results from the place you're asking for results? So let's check out the story so you guys know what I'm talking about.
All right.
3 years ago, a group of men saw a creature standing in between a pair of trees, and that wasn't all. They found evidence they believe belonged to Bigfoot. It's been a lifelong goal of Peter Byrne to prove an urban legend that spans centuries. The lure of Bigfoot has taken him from the Himalayas to the forests of the Pacific Northwest. It was here in our region where he made what he thought might be a big discovery. Take a look at these hair samples Byrne collected after spotting an unidentified creature. Byrne was the director of the Bigfoot Information Center and exhibition in Oregon at the time. He sent the hair and skin sample to the FBI for testing. In a letter to the FBI, Byrne said, "I am writing again to ask if you could possibly arrange for a comparative analysis of some hairs that we have here which we are unable to identify." But he never heard back until this week. These newly released documents by the FBI show they did agree to test the sample, but the letter never reached him. The FBI said in 1977 it was concluded as a result of these examinations that the hairs are of deer family origin. The findings came in a response in the mail in the late 70s, but somehow the correspondence was lost. Now 93, Byrne told the Washington Post, "We're just finding this out, and it's disappointing." While it's not the answer he may have hoped for, he hasn't given up hope in proving the existence of Bigfoot. Today, Byrne lives on the Oregon coast and has a motion sensor camera outside of his home, hoping to one day catch a glimpse of the mysterious.
Okay, this whole story to me doesn't add up, and this is why. Okay, so the guy found some hair because he thought he saw a creature. I don't know if it's a good idea to send it directly to the FBI because
you probably want to say.
Because if they discover something, why would they tell you? Because of this. Listen to this. Okay, so he sent it in, never got any results until 1993. Apparently, they said they sent it out or something. It doesn't matter because I would think I sent something in and I wanted to get this checked, and they agreed to check on it, and they said they sent the results back, and you never got the results, I'm sure you're calling and say, hey, I never got the results. What were the results? How come they would? I gotta be positive. This guy would keep calling. I'd be calling every single day. Where's my results? What's the results? What's the results? And then you don't get it to 93, and they say it's deer. Hey, listen, this could be deer. But
what kind of investigator doesn't know that it's deer, though?
Bingo. That's a good point too. And would you trust the FBI to give you an answer if they found something themselves that's considered an unknown element in that hair? What do you think, Ron? Would you, if you found hair, Ron, you saw a creature, you found hair, is your first thought to, I'm going to send this to the FBI to get this analyzed?
Absolutely not. You muted again, Ron.
I love it.
Sorry. I would take it to an independent lab, and not tell anybody, and until find out. And not say, oh, do you think could it be this? Can you look to see what they come back with? That's it. But never, ever the government would I send it to.
No way.
Not even if I had a relative that worked there, I wouldn't give it to them.
But that's the problem too. I'm a normal guy. I don't even know who would be a real good independent that I would be able to trust, because even independents, I don't know if they have any lines. That's
why you could find any place. You just don't tell them what is it that you were looking for, because then there's no bias. Just if you're looking to get back, what is this? So all you have to do, can you tell me what this is?
Right.
That's it.
You don't have to mention that you think it's from a Bigfoot or a strange creature, anything. I just need, analysis done on this, and that's it.
I wish we could find some Slava and for fun and send it to Ancestry.com. see what they come back with.
Write a book, Bigfoot is my cousin.
Because at least them, they're only like $100 compared to. But the thing is, that's the thing, like you said, find a good independent, and that's a big gamble too, because they ain't cheap.
Oh no, it's expensive.
A real true DNA. I think they go. If I could be wrong on this. An average price of a true DNA, I heard it could be between anywhere from $3,000 to $5,000.
Yeah, a couple grand, two,
couple grand. I know things are getting better, technology getting better, might get a little cheaper, but you're still going to pay a lot of money to take a chance to. And I even think, now I don't know if the FBI offered to do it for free to this guy. That's the only thing I can think of, because, man, I would hate to spend $2,000-$3,000 and then you get that letter, deer hair, $3,000 for this.
I would have sent it to Idaho State to Dr. Jeff Meldrum or something like that. Somebody that studies this stuff, that works for a college that has the funds and the capacity to, to study it.
I know Jeff Hardy, was on this show with us. I know he has a certain person that he goes to if he has some kind of DNA to be tested.
Yeah, he goes to Doug Hijack.
Yeah, so, that might be a good source. So this next one is actually a photo of the Loch Ness Monster.
The best ever pictures of the Loch Ness Monster, a creature about 2.5 meters long, has been captured on camera from the shores in Scotland.
It's sparking renewed interest in the legend of Nessie and has many asking, could this be the most compelling evidence yet?
First of all, just look.
That's photoshopped.
Yeah, before I even play the rest of the video, if I showed you guys this picture and said, didn't even tell you if I thought it was a monster, what was the first thing you guys would think that is?
Freaking big fish.
It looks like a big trout. Photoshopped.
Ron, does that look photoshopped to you?
Wait, make sure I'm not muted. Yeah, but it just looks like a big fish. That's it. That was put there.
Yeah, it looks like they removed the boat that was there. And
they're going to ask this guy, and they're going to ask him if it was Photoshop, and you guys will hear what he says.
This is the latest sighting of what's believed to be the Loch Ness Monster. Ripples in the water and what appears to be the body of a creature. Taken last year, it's only just emerged after the man who took it was going through old photos. So is it Nessie or not? It's been almost 90 years since this iconic image made headlines in 1934. Known as the surgeon's photo, it later turned out to be a hoax, but even that couldn't kill off the intrigue. Since then, there have been hundreds more reports. A US expedition claimed to have taken images of a Nessie-shaped creature underwater.
We feel so strongly with regard to the reality of what we have to warn the Scottish authorities and the British authorities to look carefully into the matter.
In 1996,
it was a whale-like object.
Then there was this extraordinary video from 3 years ago. And last year, Eddie joined the hunt too.
Anyone seen the Loch Ness Monster yet?
We've got something over there.
Where?
It's white. Seriously, white.
Now a new photo edging us ever closer to cracking the mystery of a monster in the Loch.
Photographer Steve Challis
like
joins us now.
surgeon.
Steve, I'll warn you right up front. My partner here on Sunrise, Sam, has seen the Loch Ness Monster while on a Contiki bus tour during her gap year. So we've got eyewitness accounts as well. Tell us about your eyewitness account. What exactly happened? What did you see?
Were you drunk too, Steve?
I wasn't going to dob you in.
Yeah. I was on holiday with my brother in Scotland, and we cast her car, and I was taking photographs. To be true, there were so many Chinese tourists there that I was taking photographs of the opposite side of the loch, and there was this swirl in the water in front of me. And then suddenly started taking some photographs, and suddenly this fish just surfaced. There's this photograph where it's got like a bow wave there. There's something under the water. The next thing, there was this picture. It's a fluke that I managed to get it, to be quite honest with you. And it just came out the water, and it was momentarily, and then it was gone again.
Okay, so what do you reckon it was, Steve? Are you a believer?
Well, if I'm going to be perfectly honest with you, no, I don't actually believe in the Loch Ness Monster. I put this in the first place because I thought it was some sort of fish. I wanted to know if anybody else had seen anything like that. But I have a theory about what it actually is, and I think it's a catfish, if I'm going to be truthful with you.
Jeez, that's a huge catfish.
Well, yeah, it is. It's a big one. But you see, the funny thing is, Loch Ness is open to the sea at the north end at Inverness, and they get seals in the loch. So I'm wondering whether it's something that's come in from the outside, which would explain an awful lot.
You didn't Photoshop it?
Yeah. Can you swear on whatever God you believe in that you didn't Photoshop this picture?
Yeah, sure. No, definitely. I'm not going to deny I use Photoshop, so many people do, but no, I don't think you could have Photoshopped this one, to be quite honest with you.
Right. The way you can Photoshop anything.
Come on, guy.
And the guy has said he has some experience in Photoshopping, so I'm kind of agreeing with Anthony. I don't even think that's a catfish. I think he made that. He created that and trying to make it sound like I didn't believe in the Loch Ness. Well, if you don't, then why even show people it? Oh,
yeah, you're trying to make it sound credible.
Exactly. But beyond that, what do you guys really truly think about the Loch Ness? Do you think there's something there, or is just because some stick figure that looks like the Loch Ness and it just never went away?
Yeah, I believe back in prehistoric times there was a species called Plesiosaurus that resembled what people say looks like the Loch Ness Monster, but I don't believe it's living and thriving today in Loch Ness.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it was just perspective, like how something was in the water, because even people recreated it and everything. And then somebody said, and it just took off on its own, and it's a big business.
It is. I remember a story. Somebody ran cables across the loch, and he actually carved a log with rubber on it, and he dragged it with this cable system from one side of the loch to the other to cause the wake, and then he would stop the cable pulley, and the log would surface with the rubber on it, and then he would pull the pulley again fast, and it would resubmerge to give it the look like the animal came up and then went back down and caused the wake. So people are very, very, very crafty. You know,
it's big business. They named it Ness.
Big business.
You know,
we sell stuffed animals there, that shirts, hats. It's a big tourist thing.
If it came out that somebody came out and proved that they hoaxed it, they would never want that out there because so much business will go under
Forget it.
and everything.
True.
Now, is it still, like I always say, is it possible? Of course, like that. Don't know. There's strange things in this world. Is
Yeah.
there something there? I can't say 100% no, but
You
I would
guys
think
are
so.
you guys are camera you guys know your cameras.
Mhm.
I mean, if you took a picture, if I was on the boat, I took a picture of a catfish right there, you could probably make that picture look like it's bigger than it really was, right?
Of
Like
course.
make it like it's large and really it was just that size.
I could do that on my phone in 5 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, never mind
Yeah.
what I could do on the computer. You know,
Yeah, I could take weight off and look human again. I mean, it just happens. It's easy when it comes to video stuff with Photoshop.
That's
Hold on.
awesome.
And what that looked like, it looked like the two things. That of catfish, like what Anthony said, it looked like it could have been a blown up picture of a trout, or if it really was a fish, it looks like a sturgeon.
sturgeon.
And if the ocean meets that water there and they could come in, it looks
Sturgeon
like
is
a
big too,
sturgeon.
man. Sea sturgeon. If you pull up a sturgeon, look what a sea sturgeon looks like. They're ugly looking fish. They do look kind of like dragon. They are ugly, man.
Yeah, here, look. Yeah, on the bottom. See
Yeah,
this?
there's a sturgeon right there. That's exactly what it is, Ron. That's the
Yep.
back of a sturgeon that we seen.
Yep.
That's it. That's the
Yep.
fish.
And they get bigger than that, way bigger.
They get 10, 12, 15 feet long, these things.
Easy.
Massive, 300-400 pounds.
Yep. That's what I think it is.
And then what do you
Yeah,
do, right?
that's what it
You
is.
give a software a picture you want, and I make it. Looks real too, but you can tell if you look cinema classes. Yeah, that is interesting. But you know what's more interesting? The paranormal. Man, can you imagine ghosts dragging you from the bed and stuff and tossing you down the stairs and throwing you like in the basement? I think it's time to get
go
out.
back in
Even
that
though
house.
they said they follow you, I still probably gonna take the chance to try to get out.
Oh.
Yeah. So this is a dissembled ghost voice Conan camera. So this is a ghost voice supposedly Conan camera. So let's check it out.
There. I just put my finger up and one of them flew around it. Are you seeing them to come out of the bathroom and stuff?
Sounds like Walt.
I swear I thought the same thing. Oh, crap.
Must be in. There's a cabinet door in there. You didn't hear that? What the hell, dude? That cabinet, there was a cabinet door squeak before that, wasn't it? Didn't you hear a door open? Yeah. Bill, did you hear that? See what's in any of these doors squeak? There was a door that. Must be in. There's a cabinet door in there. Must be in. There's a cabinet door in there.
The whole thing throws me off on the whole thing when he actually when you hear the audio hands of "get off of me." Does he? I know it sounds weird. Doesn't even sound like a ghost to me saying that.
Well, what would you think it was? Somebody else messing around? Or because ghosts, I mean, they sound like regular people.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know. It's like a recording and somebody's just shooting it out there like an ad in. I mean, I could be wrong. I could be completely
It could
wrong.
be. People do that stuff all the time, man.
I could be completely wrong because when you see, you can see the door slightly open, but you don't get to see the other side, like somebody
Like the
easily,
other door open.
yeah, easily. And then when you run in, you
You know,
already
they look
see-
behind them. Yeah.
Like they didn't walk over there to look either.
Now, the reason, of course, I'm playing this because most realistically, that's what sightings look like. They're not exciting as TV shows and stuff.
Right.
You know, they're more quiet, more of this. You could say it sounds a little more boring, but
Well,
this
not
is what
only
you have
that,
to work with. You know,
the networks also pick out the best parts of the footage and show you that too. You know what I mean? So.
Yep.
And then
they never show you the boring stuff.
There's a little bit more here. Here, maybe I stopped too soon to see here.
Did you hear the voice?
That way.
No, it was in here.
No,
Hold on. Listen, we got to find which door squeaked.
It's a hard one. I mean, hey, listen, that could be
just
the most
bothered
realistic-
me right there. You saw he said we got to see where the door squeak, and he turns the corner, and the guy's walking through that hallway, which tells me that guy walking through that hallway could have opened the door and made it squeak because somebody was clearly in that hallway.
Or if somebody is up somewhere else and they open another kind of door, you could cause an air.
Yeah, right.
Airflow. I'm saying that's a possibility. I don't know exactly what building they're in.
Absolutely. You slam one door and another one closes from the the direction of the air drift. Absolutely.
This guy, you just played a video on a couple of shows ago that we were talking about. There was a light and it looks like it was on stage. And I said it looked like it hit the back. Is that same guy? Because he sounds like the same person.
It
The
sounds
same
like
kind of
him, huh?
reaction. Like, I don't know.
I'll have to check on that.
Yeah, something
Now,
about
this
that
one
guy.
is-
I don't
are
know what
ghost
it is.
real. Mike Palmer says he has the proof. So this guy says he has the proof that ghosts are real. Let's find out.
All Hallows Eve, we can expect plenty of spooky two-legged apparitions showing up on our doorsteps this weekend. But how do you find a real ghost? We sent 9 on Your Side Scott Wagner on the hunt.
In case you've been dying to find out, this.
And remember, guys, this is how you find a real ghost, because we only be finding fake ghosts. So this is real ghosts.
This is what a real ghost sounds like.
I'll be coming through the aisles checking tickets, so please have them ready.
At least that's what paranormal investigator Mike Palmer says is the real deal. And apparently they can be very chatty.
We have recorded probably upwards of 1,000 different voices.
Some of those conversations even happened here at the Gaines Tavern in Walton.
And she just simply says, "You're home, child," like welcoming you back.
And should I mention the entire town of Rabbit Hash?
Rabbit Hash is very haunted.
Palmer and his team, the Paranormal Investigators of Northern Kentucky, or PINK for short, carry all sorts of ghost hunting gear for recording images, vibrations, and electromagnetic radiation.
I believe they're very real.
They even have this gizmo called an EM pump to bait the spirits with a tasty
And when I saw that, I was thinking of you two guys, because that device will supposedly give some electricity in the air so the ghosts can use it. And what I want to know, I'm gonna continue this, but anybody in the chat, if anybody who does do paranormal investigators, have any of you brought any device that puts electricity in the air? I would like to know. And if you guys have any luck with that, because I'm always curious about that. Does that actually work? Here we go.
electromagnetic field.
So when we're going into a purported haunted location, we try and feed them a little bit.
9 on Your Side wanted to know, with all this scientific sensing equipment, what's the scientific explanation for things that go bump in the night?
A disembodied spirit of somebody who walked the earth.
Okay. Are they trying to scare us?
I don't believe so.
But even for this experienced ghost hunter, pardon me, paranormal investigator, sometimes it doesn't work out that way.
Absolutely, I've been scared.
Scott Wagoner, 9 on Your Side, Walton.
Here's I didn't think about this. Hold on, let me remove this. The thing would mess with eating readings, though, would it not? That's a good thing too.
Probably.
If you have somebody that feels energy, that can read, would adding different kind of energy take away any true readings? That's an interesting question.
The strangest had to be when Ron was getting readings.
Sorry.
I'm gonna go get my thing. Hold on.
Ron was getting, where we investigated, Ron was getting readings and there was no power to the building. That was the strangest, and it was like off the charts, the readings. I mean, so you do get readings, but you got to make sure there's no other equipment there that can give you a false signal. You know what I mean?
Judy wrote, I did try and stopped. Now, Judy, if you're saying you're trying and you stopped, what was the reason? What caused you to stop? Was it multiplying too much? I've got goosebumps now, laugh out loud. But when you're saying stop, why did you stop? Did you feel something's coming in too strong because you were adding electricity? Because I always thought about that. I really did. I used to make jokes like, I should just bring in a big car battery with me on investigation, put the car battery there, because they say ghost takes the energy from phones, cameras.
Great idea.
So a car battery, a fully charged car battery, you would think in theory they could use.
I wonder if that little pump that he had, would that even be enough? I don't know how much power that puts out.
I was thinking that too. Is that that probably is running on a 9-volt battery or something?
Yeah, because don't forget, companies, they build these things, so paranormal investigators go run and buy them. You know what I'm saying?
I can read energies. So when you read energies, so you're saying that if you add energy along with it, you're not going to be able to read other energies? Is that what you're saying? Because
I can't find it.
Interesting stuff.
I don't know where I put it.
See, the energy is already messing up on Ron. Look at that.
No, and I just had it there the whole time, and now I go to look for it. But the EMF reader, here, I'll use this, so I'll show the phone. On the one that I have.
Judy wrote, coming in too strong, Eric. Oh, okay. So the energy is coming in too strong when you do something like that.
If, let's say, this was the EMF reader, right? Let's just say on mine, the sensors are here, in this corner, and in this corner. And it'll only pick up stuff that, any magnetic field that's in a certain distance. It won't pick it up from far away, but probably this close or whatever. And there's something here that I tell you goes on, and if I leave it, sometimes it'll go off and it'll spike up to 5, 6 out of nowhere. And I just had it out. I don't know where I put it, but I want to show the difference with a magnet. Just give me 1 second. Just talk.
No problem. Wild Dreams of Jimbo wrote, get a ground wire, hammer a ground rod in the ground energy. And I'm going to tell you something. Jimbo is on to something, because in the old days, in the cable world, because I worked for the cable company 15, 20 years, there was a time that you could not ground somebody's cable depending on where the cable hits the house. If the power's on the other house, the original old style is you dig a rod into the ground and you run the ground wire from the splitter or the ground block. So it doesn't protect you from electricity up there. It really protects from the house electricity to go up the pole and damage the company's equipment.
You're talking about if the house gets hit with electricity?
So that's
You're
a
talking
possibility.
about if the house gets hit with lightning, the ground wire?
Yeah. See, everybody thinks that the ground wire is to protect your house from them. Not necessarily. It's more designed to protect their equipment from your house, because there's a lot of backfeeding that goes on with TVs and all
Well,
that.
not only that, that's also designed if your house gets hit by lightning, your house is grounded so it doesn't cause a fire. The lightning hits the house and goes out into the ground. It has somewhere to go out to.
Yeah. In the old days, they used ground wire. Now, of course, nowadays they have to run the cable where the power is and ground it directly to the power that hits the house. Ground wires are not to be used anymore.
You see that's on 0?
Yeah.
Wait, let me get it right there, right? See it? So now this flashlight on the bottom, see that silver? That's a magnet. So I tell you the sensors are here. So if I take this,
It's starting to go up on the bottom.
no, wait.
There you go.
I love it, man. Me and Jimbo's got something in common. We both work for the cable companies.
And it has to come from a certain distance. So it's not like they say, oh, you're probably picking something up from over there. It doesn't work like that. Because the sensor, it only works a certain distance close like that. I'm just pointing at the wrong part because this sensor, it gets probably on the top or whatever. I don't know but it has to be a certain distance. So, and sometimes it freaks me out because the one time I caught an orb here, and in the middle of the room, I get this weird thing right here in the middle of the room. I don't know what it is, but
wow, Judy Wheeler.
I just make believe it didn't happen
on our family homestead.
Ah,
yeah.
They put those on the barns and stuff. Those lightning rods sometimes with the weather vane.
Yeah. Depending on where you live, sometimes you have no choice to put a rod in the ground, and some of those rods go deep in the ground.
They have some really nice weather vanes too that have the glass bowl in the middle, and if it gets hit by lightning, the thing shatters.
And a lot of cable company with what they call the head end, where the main brain that shoots out all the signals. There's so many ground wires outside the head end in the ground because last thing you want is lightning to destroy the head end because everybody loses cable. It's
That's right.
interesting. Well, guys, the last video is something that kind of drives me crazy. And then it has to do with our current president. It just drives me crazy. You guys will see what I'm talking about.
President Obama says that there is footage and records of objects in the skies, these unidentified aerial phenomenon. And he says we don't know exactly what they are. What do you think that it is?
I would ask him again. Thank you. Come on.
That drives me crazy because
they're asking him the question, and he's saying you should ask him. No, he's asking you what you think, idiot.
And this is what and guys, in the beginning of this, before he even heard the question, he just heard Obama, and he started laughing like you think that kind of watch. When he does that laugh, you would do that laugh after the question. But he was laughing before the question, where I feel this was all set up on purpose. Because just watch. He laughs before the question gets to him.
President Obama says.
See, he's laughing before he even got the question, like he knew the question was coming up. So that's what drives me crazy, because these people are technically getting paid by us, our taxpayers' money. They work for us.
Yeah.
And I feel this last question was set up on purpose to get a laugh, to
probably
take a little dig.
Because he's always been a moron his whole career. He's just an idiot. That's it.
I know, because look, because you would think this laugh would happen after the question.
Obama says that there is footage and records of objects in the skies, these unidentified aerial phenomenon. And he says we don't know exactly what they are. What do you think that it is?
I would ask him again. Thank you.
Right now, the guy in the ear mic is going, do not answer the question. Walk away.
You know what? I give Obama credit. I don't care if people like him or not. I give him credit for when they ask him, he says, there are unidentified objects we cannot recognize. And
That's right.
We are here to research it. He could answer the same way, give it the political answer, saying there are some things we don't answer. But he did that laugh before the question even come, which tells me it was programmed to know the question's coming up and kind of like mocking the whole thing. I don't think it was needed.
Moron.
That's basically what the bottom line is. He's an idiot. He's a liar. He's always been.
He's a hand puppet. That's what he is. He's a puppet.
Because what is hard to give that political answer? Just say, yeah, there's things we don't know what it is. We're trying to put our best teams together, find out what they are.
First of all, he probably doesn't understand what the guy said.
Right.
You know what I mean?
How come none of these presidents or anyone, they never man up and just answer the damn question? You're not giving away no national secrets if you say, there's objects we can't explain, right? You're not giving away national secrets or nothing like that, you know? I just don't get it. I don't get it. Because the first president that turns around and says, there's UFOs. We don't know where they come from, but there's objects that we cannot explain flying around the sky that our pilots have seen and given testimony on it. The first president that has the balls to do that is going to be the most famous president ever. ever. So,
but who's going to be that person? That's what
I honestly thought Trump was going to do it. I really did. I had a lot of faith that he was going to do it, but he didn't. So far, Obama, Nixon, Ford.
I think he was advised not to because he looked like he was open to talking. Then all of a sudden it was a 360. Like he just, he just like did.
I don't get it. Like what happened? Jimmy Carter. He said he had the UFO sighting.
Nixon so-called took
Jackie Gleason allegedly to go see alien bodies. What's her name?
Reagan.
Marilyn Monroe allegedly knew things from Kennedy and Kennedy's brother that she was sleeping with both of them. She allegedly knew things that she wasn't supposed to know. Allegedly, that's why she was taken out. I mean, it's going on 2023. When are we going to get some answers already?
I know.
It's annoying.
You know, and I also hate when they use the word conspiracy with the UFO stuff, because when you hear the word conspiracy, you always think of the extreme kind of nutty people that just make up stories, right? And it's kind of like mocking UFO when you use the word, oh, you're into that conspiracy stuff. Like, no, I'm not a conspiracy stuff. I'm just into what the truth is out there. I'm just trying to learn what the truth is. If every ship that we saw turns out to be something explainable on Earth, I'd be willing to accept that.
Yeah.
There's no conspiracy in finding out what's the truth.
Right.
It's a conspiracy when you make up lies and stories just to please people.
Like Jeremy Doorbell. See, that guy is, but I can't.
Yes, sir.
God, it's crazy.
I don't know. It's very frustrating, man.
Ron, are you showing any more NASA footage today on your show?
Nope. Well, that's done. That was the Artemis program when they did that, being that I covered it from the beginning. Yesterday had splashdown. So, even if they do a briefing on, if they have a last final briefing, maybe that, but that's all for now. Maybe at nights, like if there's, excuse me, sorry, like any cool spacewalks or something like that, I'll definitely do those. I like those, but no. Besides that, I got Wednesday. Jared Murphy is going to be on. He's ancient civilizations, ancient technologies dude like that. He's really smart, so he'll be on Space Talk on 7:00 Wednesday. That's gonna be interesting.
And what I love about this kind of last part of this conversation today is it kind of goes right into Anthony's show on Wednesday. What are we not being told?
I would love to know. Because
Yeah,
they have all the answers. They have all the answers. They know everything, man. So they got to be holding back from us. But what are they holding back? Is the question.
And there's always that ethical question. The ethical question, and what I mean is like, can American people handle it and stuff? And I say, I don't think that should matter because, in theory, these people work for us. I mean, they get paid through us. We are the taxpayer money. And
bottom line, Eric, it's not about what the people can handle, because if something's going on in our sky, we need to know.
We should know.
It doesn't matter if you can't handle it and I can. If something's going on, bottom line, the public needs to know. We got.
And that's what I mean. And we paid them. They work for us. They should. I mean, and I wish people would use more of their power and say, if you're not going to tell us, then we're going to put the people in there that will tell us, because that's the only kind of power that we have. But of course, we're never going to. I don't think that's ever going to happen. People will never put in the people that is willing to tell us the truth.
Very true, Eric.
I hate to say that, but God, that's why I even ran for president, and you guys could tell that I didn't win. But this next time it's gonna be me and Anthony. So there's power of two. Power of two. Well, we're gonna.
You wouldn't want me in the White House. I'd be
Ron's
jumping
Secretary of State
left and right.
We're gonna make Ron Secretary of State. We're gonna have a great panel. We're gonna have a great cabinet.
Oh God, Secretary of State.
It's the end of the
And
world as we
Long
know.
Island Bigfoot be in charge of all the forest.
Parks
He'll
and
be, like,
Recreation.
the forest rangers. He'll
He'll
be
put
like
him in charge of Parks and Recreation with Brown
yes,
Dwarf
yes.
and Danny Stanton.
I can see Mike, Long Island Bigfoot. Okay, guys, today we're going to investigate Bigfoot just for today. Today's Bigfoot day.
I want
Forget
all my agents sweeping the park.
You know what? I'd rather be press secretary so I could deal with the media.
Ron.
I would love that.
Ron,
boy.
hold on. I'm president. Anthony's vice president. You take what we give you.
Yeah, you take what we give you, Ron.
There's no negotiating here.
I will imagine it though.
Guys, you give somebody
a guy
an
from
inch, you want
CNN
them
opens his
wild.
mouth. Stop. Like,
Knowing Ron a week later into office, he's going to ask Anthony and I for a raise. You want the taxpayer money to give you a raise?
Yeah,
okay,
we're going to take him
got
from
it.
the first floor and put him on the second floor. That'll be his raise.
That's awesome. Well, everybody in the chat, I hope you guys had a good time today. And are you doing, Anthony, anything? Are you doing your cafe thing tomorrow? Or is that later on in the weeks?
No, I did it this morning.
So you did it this morning because you were originally going to do those on Tuesdays. Is it Monday?
Tomorrow I'm on Strange Recon show, so I changed it to today.
Ooh, Strange Recon. Let me
Not
find that.
tomorrow.
Let me find that channel. Strange. Get it up here. Strange Recon. Is that this channel's called Strange Recon?
Yep. That's it. I don't know if he put the thumbnail up yet, but tomorrow at 10 a.m. I'm on his channel.
I'm gonna hit subscribe.
Click
Strange
on live.
Recon.
The live tab.
Live, I guess.
That's right.
He probably didn't put it up.
He didn't
Not
put it
yet.
up yet.
And so, what time is he's
10 a.m.
He's East Coast.
Yeah, 10 a.m.
10 a.m. So that'll be 7 a.m. Pacific time. Oh, that's
And then
perfect.
this morning, you were invited, but you weren't feeling good. But Ron and I did. We explained about the psychics and the evangelistic reverends and all that, how they scam and take your money, and we showed them live on TV getting busted time and time again. Oh, that was us showing your show for today.
I'm like looking at that like, whoa, that's the both worlds.
We were promoting you, as we always do. But it was a great show today, man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I was while they're playing, guys. I was literally sitting in a doctor's office waiting to get visit. I'm like, hey, best thing in the world is sitting in the office and watching Anthony and Ron. Nothing better than watching two New Yorkers go at it while you're waiting for a doctor.
And while you're there, Eric, hit that little thumbs up symbol there for me, buddy. Thanks.
Let me see here. Let me see. I gotta practice. Hold on. Oh,
There
that
you
worked.
go, atta boy.
Then S.
Excuse me, Eric. While you're at it too, before you go, can you please bring up my show for Wednesday at 7 p.m.? You know? Oh, and by the way, Anthony, I love how you had me on your thumbnail.
My
Remember
thumbnail?
that?
You're not a
There
psychic.
it goes right there.
This one?
That one, yeah. That's the one Wednesday.
The thing
7
is,
p.m.
I don't know if that show right there is going to be any good. So should I put a thumbs up until I watch it?
Yeah,
give it a
that show's
thumbs
gonna
down
be
as long as it's
mid.
interaction. I don't care.
It was gonna be
I'm
mint.
joking.
Let me tell you something. Jared Murphy is one of the most intelligent minds out there, man. You listen to this guy speak, he knows what he's talking about, man. And Jim Goodall, we all know Jim is a legend. But Jared Murphy, this guy knows his stuff, man.
Yeah,
he knows his stuff. He's got a book on YouTube he's got a book on Amazon that they don't sell anymore. And copies are floating around. Paperback book. $200 they're selling it for. Third party. $200.
And
A
so
paperback book.
Yep.
7 p.m. That's 4 p.m. And I got nothing going on 4 p.m. So I could actually sit there and watch it all without even being on the road at that moment in time.
Thanks,
Wow.
Andrew.
Finally, Ron.
Well,
Man.
we still got 2 full days to go. Let's see what happens. I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure there'll be a soccer
Yeah.
game or something you got to go to.
Next thing I know, something's going to break through the wall and fall on my head. The ghost is going to be pissed off at me. Beyond that, guys, I want everybody to have a good day. And I'll see a lot of you back tomorrow. So have
Mañana.
a great time. Let me find my intro out.